Hello, my name is Brent Carroll. I am making my YouTube and TTC debut. I am a Bengals fan with a lot of knowledge of sports and football for sure. I am going to explain why the Bengals will win versus the Falcons and every team they face each week in the regular season. The first reason why the Bengals will win is the simple fact they're at home, where they have won their last 9 home regular season home games. The second reason why the Cincinnati Bengals will win is the Atlanta Falcons defense gave up 472 yards of total offense and 34 points, plus allowed a horrible 61.5% on third down. That is not a good thing when you're facing a Cincinnati offense that had 380 yards of total offense versus a Ravens defense that just yesterday held the Pittsburgh Steelers to 6 points and forced 3 turnovers. The Bengals also did not turn the ball over or allow a sack. The Steelers had over 500 yards of offense and 30 points versus the Cleveland Browns, who are a very good defense, in my opinion, in most people's opinion, too. Let me check myself. Alright, I'm back to it. The Bengals should have been up 35-0 versus the Ravens last Sunday. If they would have converted, instead of 15-0, if they would have converted better than 28.6% on third down. Let me keep track of this. Alright. The Bengals, you can put this in your calendar and make sure you know this. They will run the ball more this week, especially versus Falcons defense, run defense, that allowed 139 yards on the ground. When you have running backs Jeremy Hill and Giovanni Bernard, and an offensive line with Andre Smith, Kevin Zeitler, Russell Bodine, Quint Bowen, and Andrew Whitworth, you're going to need to run the ball. And you got some good tight ends in the fullback. Jeremy Hill has averaged 4.8 yards a carry, even against the Ravens. He's going to get more carries. Giovanni Bernard's going to get more carries. We're not going to throw the ball 38 times and only run it 18, especially against this defense at home. We're going to run the ball more. It might take away from AJ, but it don't matter. Plus, the Falcons defense also gave up 333 yards passing, be it versus Drew Brees, but still, we have a good offense like the Saints. Even though we're down Marvin Jones, who had 10 touchdown catches last week, and also Tyler Eifert. Those two will be back later in the season. That is not good when you're facing an offense that is not good when you're facing a team that has AJ Green. He had 131 yards versus the Ravens. And a quarterback in the redhead Andy Dalton, who gets too much flack. He's doing better. He's not turning the ball over this year. Had 301 yards versus the Ravens. Ravens, you know they're known for defense? Okay. Let me go back to my notes. I'm sorry for looking down so much. All right. The Bengals defense. Now, I will admit, they are going to have a little bit of trouble. They might give up 30 in this game. They might, like they did against the Packers. Hopefully we can get 34 or something like that. Anyways, they are facing a very high-flying Falcons offense. They're facing an offense with 2 great receivers and 2 good receivers. And I'd say a good to great quarterback, Matt Ray. Okay, but let me say who those are. Julio Jones, motherfucking beast. He can run after the catch. 6'3", 222, runs a 4.3, big, strong receiver. I'm not going to say he's better than AJ. Numbers say he's not. If he stays healthy, he might catch up to him. But AJ don't have that help like he has. Roddy White, a veteran, is a beast. Last time he played the Bengals in 2010 when we were not doing too good, he had 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is a different defense. Harry Douglas, very good fast receiver. Pretty good third receiver. Devin Hester, great historic return man record. He did good last week, 99 receiving yards. Okay. And then you also have Matt Ryan, who threw for 448 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. I'd say that's great right now. We'll put him from the good to great right now. And plus, you got Steven Jackson, Jacquizz Rodgers, and Antoine Smith, who showed up on that pass play for a touchdown. Yeah, them boys can run the ball a little bit. I think they had over 100 yards rushing plus. Yeah, they had to, because that's why they had 568 yards. So, terrible Saints defense. I didn't know they were going to be that terrible. All right. But the Bengals defense has 4 former first-round cornerbacks who are still good, and some are just learning to be good. And Leon Hall, Terrence Newman, he's revived himself, man. He's somebody else. He's found the fountain of youth. Adam Jones, even though he got stiff-armed by Steve Smith last week. Darqueze Dennard, who will hopefully get back this week. He should. He's going to get back. And also the 5th one being Dre Kirkpatrick. He was around a bust mentality, but he's doing better now. Anyways, let me check my notes again, because I need to make sure I'm back. Oh, but we don't need them 4 corners, even though they're great. And our safeties can cover too. We already know that. But we have this secret weapon. His name's Emmanuel Muir. He's a 6'4", 242-pound linebacker, runs a 4.63. He can cover tight ends and receivers. The man can play safety, corner, and linebacker. He had 11 tackles and an interception last week. Our starting safety, Reggie Nelson, had 10 tackles, plus some sacks. He was playing like Earl Thomas out there, even though they gave up 400 yards of offense. But we do, and hopefully can get back in need. Would be great if we had him. Vontaze Burfict. When he was in there in the first half, they had only 97 yards of total offense and 0 points, the Ravens. Okay? The man was balling. Man, he only had 4 tackles, but that 4 tackles would have been like 14 or something, because he was going to do it. That's what he does. Man. But we also need Geno, we know Atkins, because he's a beast. Sackins is what I like to call him, his last name. Needs to get back to his old self. I know he's kind of injured coming off the ACL or whatever, but if he gets back to being his old self after 2 games under his belt, sort of, a game and a half or whatever, if he can get back to being his explosive self, he can put pressure on the quarterback from the inside so he can't step up and sack his ass, and also stuff the run, which he did very good in 2012. But that also allows our awesome front 4 who can sack the quarterback without having to blitz to get to the quarterback. With Carlos Dunlap put a sack last week. He chopped Flacco in half. And Gilbert had 1.5 sacks. He had back-to-back sacks, but Nelson came in and made it a half. Man. But we will blitz because Paul Gunther wants to blitz more this year, just to add a little bit of pressure. But that is why the Cincinnati Bengals will win. Now, they can lose because the Atlanta Falcons are a very good offense, and they might just simply outscore the Bengals, especially if Vontaze Burfict's not there. But at home, in the jungle, crowd going crazy, even though the fans are pretty bad because they don't know why they don't sell out. Anyways, at least my parents are coming here, even though I ride truck. Anyways, I want to say thank you to the Baltimore Ravens for beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that gives the Bengals a division lead all by themselves. That's a shout out to Ravens Red Zone. And also want to thank Donald Dayton for mentioning my name and the things I've done in his video. He said Mr. Carroll. I want to end on God bless everyone. #Let's Roar and Who Dey.